All right. Welcome back to another episode of Rough Sketch of Final Draft. We are again having an amazing guest here in person for the first time ever. We've had Justin on the show in the past. This is another amazing episode where we're finally bringing people into the studio. So everyone who's been a fan and a follower for a while, which we're at 10,000 by the way now. So thank you so much to the family. Keeps on growing. We have a return guest, Justin, who is the CEO, creator, founder of Modusimo, the clothing brand. And I hope that I always say that the right way.
It's close enough.
Close enough? All right, got it. Justin, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself for the sake of the audience who hasn't seen you just yet.
What is going on, everybody? Just tuning in. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Modusimo, a fitness clothing brand based out of Modesto, California. And we specialize in oversized clothing, as you can see, along with other gym apparel, whether it's for men and women. But we try to base it off to where you could still wear it outside of the gym while still wearing it inside of the gym. So that's the goal. And so far, third time around, I'd definitely say a lot of changes have happened.
It's true.
I'm very happy I could finally have this conversation in person compared to online.
We've been working on it. And he's an amazing guy to actually be here as a guest. So the clothing is incredible. So go check it out. It keeps on growing and developing as well. That whole entire aspect, instead of getting down too many rabbit holes and chasing those, how does it go for the actual creation of the prints that you make? Are you a part of that? Are you part of that whole entire genius creation behind the scenes? How does that work?
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah.
So it would depend on how complex the designs are to how I want everything tied together. Mostly the front designs, whereas the collars and stuff like that, I'll create them just because it's cheaper off instead of paying a designer to make me a few circles on the neck and putting an M on it. And, so I'll just take designs, and I'm not the best Photoshopper, but, I'll stitch it all together, and so far it's been working. But as far as back designs go, I'll come up with a roughest sketch, whether that's going through Pinterest or making boards or anything you just see on Instagram, or even in real life. I'll just take a picture of it. Wow. Like, you know what, I could potentially do something with that. So from then on, I'll stitch everything together, and then I'll send the roughest sketch to my designer. And his name's Brandon. He's amazing. And I'll just be like, hey man, do you think we have something here? And he will just be like, yep, I'll get back to you. And I won't hear from him for like a week or two. Help me up, and then just say, hey, what do you think? This is my rough sketch, just to show off. And it's just like this amazingly done everything. And I'm just like, dude, thank you. So I'm like, I'll pay you beforehand. Just don't even worry about it. Because he's been making designs for me for about 2 years now. So
nice.
Yeah, I'll always leave his little signature. It's like a little Easter egg in all of my designs. When you see the little crying cowboy, that's his signature. Okay. So I kind of told him to throw that in there as a homage to him, because I also want him to grow as a designer.
That's an elegant design in that regard. Shout outs to Brandon.
Mm-hmm. Brandon.
Way to go. There we go. And I have some of the amazing clothing that he has. So guys, trust me, it's incredible. It's one of the questions that I've always had as well, in the sense of also production-wise. Do you ever do anything in-house? I know a lot of individuals out there who know of your brand as well. Maybe they don't know these finer details. Or is it in-house? Do you actually screen print any of them? Do you have any of that kind of stuff at home or in a small warehouse, or is it all outsourced?
So mostly it is all outsourced.
Yeah.
When it comes to my oversized shirts, I don't touch a single thing with those, because there's so much volume going on that I wouldn't even have time to produce any of them, even if I wanted to. But if there are times where I say, you know what, let's release these like special muscle shirts or something like that, I'll source out a supplier that I've worked with before that have shirts that I could trust, that are good quality, and I'll personally go through and seam off, de-seam the sleeves, and then stitch on a size label and have them printed out, obviously. But then I would go from there and sell super low volume of the items. And they've been selling a good amount. It's just that I still work. Between the brand, gym, and, actual work, getting to it it's kind of like, all right, let's dedicate 7 hours today to knock it all out. And mostly the one-offs I'll work on by hand.
You're doing a great job. You're doing more than most. And we're in California, mind you, for some of our East Coast listeners. So no matter how much money you do make, we all still got to do something. California is one of the most expensive places in the world.
Yeah. So California is not cheap.
Yeah. It's a humble brag that he's saying right now. He has a day job and he's doing this. He's doing well in both. So you're doing fantastic. You're inspiring to so many people that actually do know you in our communities in that regard of the fitness world and everything else like that. Let's pivot that way. What I know we've talked about it before in episodes previous, and I'll kind of maybe pin those up here or whatever. You should definitely go check them out. We've grown in the ability of actually even the studio, so you'll kind of see as time has marched on, which is a nice thing for those of you who've been with us for a long time. But what brought you to doing this in the first place? Let's circle back to that. It's been a while since even I've asked you that question. I don't really recall.
Yeah.
Forgive me. Yeah.
Well, it all started. I said, you know what? I've been going to the gym. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I don't like this specific machine placed here, and I don't like this machine the way it's angled like this. And then I started going on Instagram, and I started seeing all these crazy gyms with all these crazy machines. I'm like, I want to try that.
Yeah.
So then it started becoming a hobby of like, okay, every time we take a road trip, we're just going to hit some cool looking gym, see what the reviews say. And we wouldn't even go on Yelp. We would go on TikTok of all places. It's just like, type in best Los Angeles gym, best San Diego gym, and then we would find it from there and just go in and check it out. And I was like, dude, this is so sick. Yeah, the fact that like you could just buy a bunch of machines, throw it into a garage or like a warehouse, and then most of the time when you even talk to the owners, they're like super chill about it. Like, yeah, I literally just started. I bought all these machines and threw them into my garage or warehouse, and now I'm here. Yeah, and it's like the coolest thing ever. So I said, okay, cool. I want to start up my own gym. Like, that would be sick. And then I started looking up how much it was going to cost. And then suddenly I was like, you know, maybe I'm not going to start a gym.
Not right off the bat. Yeah. Yes. Crawl, walk, run.
Exactly. Yeah. Crawl even slower, stop, and then start crawling again.
Got it.
No, and then I started looking into brands like Alpha Leap. And I was like, okay, they've been around for years. The OG gym clothing brands. And for the ones that don't know, they have a gym in Austin. Is there Austin or Houston, Texas? Yeah. That is just a 70,000 square foot just facility. And it's just
gigantic.
Like huge gym. Yeah. I was like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Alpha Land is a sick looking gym.
It's true.
But then when you looked into it, like, oh, it's just a clothing brand that eventually grew up so much that they invested all their money into Alpha Land. And I thought that was the coolest idea ever. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to start a clothing brand. Yeah. And then you start looking into it and you're like, okay, this is hard.
This is going to take a while. The mountain and then the uphill, and then it's supposed to kind of go here, but then it's just all the way up.
No. Yeah. Then you start doing a bunch of research. I started Modusimo in 2022. When I first started out, it was from like February to, I want to say, September, where I was just doing research, learning how to do everything. I taught myself how to sew, how to heat press, how to screen print, how to embroider. I taught myself everything on like how to work with all the programs. Yeah. And then I started testing with samples, and that was like, okay, I ordered so many things off of so many different suppliers, and I was just like test trialing everything, and I got so particular with it, and I was like, okay, I've spent 6 months and thousands of dollars on trying to start this clothing brand and just coming up with designs for future drops and coming out with a mission statement and like a goal of where I want to be with it. And it's all updated on the website as well, on the About Us. If you click on it, I have a master plan that I update every year. So
links down below.
So after I got into that, then it was kind of like, okay, let's start it up. Let's get these first sets, make them by hand so that I could go ahead and learn under the pressure and see how much of it I could take. And the way it kind of worked out was it was like 2 different colored shirts, but you could swap out the designs on them. So that's kind of started saving some costs doing that. And after a while, I realized, you know, heat pressing cheap little ink patches onto the back of a shirt wouldn't really sell that well. So that's when I started looking into screen printing. And then it was like getting into the intricacies of, you can't make it this big because of that. And if you want 6 colors, it's going to cost you.
So many restrictions. Many restrictions.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, I just want to do 10 shirts, 20 shirts because I'm a newer brand. And most suppliers will just stop responding. We have a minimum order quantity
of 500.
Exactly.
It's tough.
So
it's not easy.
Finding the right suppliers and getting everything was just months and months of work. And even up to this day, this is my 16th supplier for just t-shirts.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was just thousands and thousands of dollars spending it, and I was very, very frustrated, very frustrating. But you know, we're still here, and it's still frustrating.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and we're rooting him on. He's doing great, by the way. Yeah, it's a real grind, and you've done it. I'm proud of you. I mean, there's a lot of people that root you on it and think highly of what you design. Brandon, way to go. You guys collaborating together and what you create, it is a thing. It really is. There's many gyms here in the local area in California where we go to that. It's funny because I'll go somewhere and I'll see someone who has your apparel on, and instantly I make a friend because I know you and I know how to connect that way. The guy will just turn around and be like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got that too." He's like, "Oh, you know Justin?" I'm like, "Yeah," and like instant friends. So you are beloved in this community. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, the brand's not anything crazy as of right now. It's only got almost 12,000 followers on Instagram, so it's not anything crazy. But
humble brag.
There are times where I'm going out, or, going to a bodybuilding show, and when people realize like I'm the owner, then it becomes like a starstruck moment. Like, wow, I'm meeting the owner. It's like,
the guy.
I'm just like, look, bro, just chill, man. I just run a clothing brand. Like, you can't expect me to like show up preppy. I'm in oversized shirts and t-shirts.
Right.
Mesh shorts.
He does have the Rolls Royce, so he puts those away. The keys aren't showing when you meet him, but
I got my trusty steed outside.
He's one of the most humble, down to earth guys ever. So we're always grateful to have you here. It's interesting to watch you grow too, even with the bodybuilding. We'll kind of keep on growing to that. You've now kind of gone into the marketing side of branding yourself through Spectrum Fitness in that regard. So shout out to them as well. How has that gone for the brand? How has that been helping kind of get your real estate of eyes on you out there? Has that been helping?
Yeah, well, actually, fun fact for everybody out there, Adam was the reason that I met John and Noel from Spectrum Fitness, because when he told me he was doing a bodybuilding show and he said, "Hey man, why don't you just show up and set up a table there?" And I'm like, I could do that. It's like, yeah, just here's their Instagram, just shoot them a message and just let them know. And I was like, okay, cool. And from then on, the first show was actually in Modesto, where we're living in. It's going to be about a 1-year anniversary next month since I've started my first show with Spectrum, and it kind of grew from there. Now I'm great friends with Noel and John, and they invite me out to all their shows now, and which is great. And just being able to go out, set up a stand, and make face-to-face connections and shake hands with people and say, thank you. Like, this is what I did. You like it so much that you stopped, checked it out, tried it on, loved it enough to buy it and take it home. So the idea of having able to do that it's a blessing for sure. I would say so.
It's so fun because they take it everywhere that they go throughout the course of the year. So no matter what show they're at now, it's on the banner. So you actually get a chance to see the amazing serpent of his design logo on there. It's always so refreshing to be like, that's it. He's growing.
Yeah. Every time I see it too, I'm like, that's me.
It's coming, man. Now, I know that we're going to keep kind of growing that way. So how does now bodybuilding now go into your life? I think that's something that maybe people want to know and we want to talk about. Everybody. So how's that growing?
Yeah, for sure. So if anybody wants to get into bodybuilding, don't.
Cut the feed right now. We're done. Yeah.
Don't. Yeah. No, but seriously, it's a great challenging sport. If you're just bored, I want to challenge myself and make myself suffer, bodybuilding's a great avenue to start off, and wanted to get into it because I just wanted the experience of like, you know what, I own the clothing brand. That's
true.
I'm in the gym focus. So how good would I be if I've never even competed, if I've never even been through the struggles of, let's get into, posing shorts and go up on stage and single digit body fat. So
do the whole thing.
Yeah. So just starting it out, it's been about 3 months now, and I'd say still getting used to it. To this day. Between
3 months is already good. It's a whole 90-day transformation. It's happening.
Yeah, between the work and like needing to meal prep, and I'm not exactly the biggest dude ever, but I'm still putting away like 15 pounds of protein a week. It's like I eat like 6 times a day. So just needing to keep up with the demand and metabolism and all that, just it's so expensive and it's so challenging, and you have to get through 1.5 workouts and cardio every day, and abs every day, and have to get your sleep. You have to no going out. So
got to cut back on that drinking, right?
Yeah,
it really does throw off the whole entire cycle. It's not easy.
It's not. Yeah, it's not, and it's just having the whole lifestyle change of, okay, I can't go out with my friends anymore. Like just thinking about, okay, after I just hit this crazy leg day, I want to go eat Chipotle. No, you can't.
No.
You're going to go home and have chicken and rice or steak and sweet potatoes,
Especially on leg day. I've seen this man's leg routine, which even before you decided to do this months ago, I think this was like 5-6 months ago, I was trying to do a leg day with you. It's incredible what you do and how much you do lift. So the fact that you're actually finally getting into this and dedicating to it, shows your growth and your incredible desire to really make sure that this is going to count. I'm proud of you, by the way. But I'm serious. Your leg routine is absolutely off the charts. Now, obviously, you have a coach now. So who's guiding that? And has there been some fine tweaking to what you used to do and now what you're doing? Talk about that.
Yeah, my coach's name is Jacob. Jacob, Choppy Chimp. You know, we're part of the Choppy crew, so it's a bunch of just gorillas if you think about it, because that's the main logo, and we're part of the Choppy crew. So, he looked at my leg and he said, "Okay, yeah, we're gonna keep going up." Yeah. So now it's pretty much more of what I was doing, but more volume, and now it's like hamstring focused leg days are up to like 80,000 pounds of volume being moved in just a single session. So it's like needing to go through that and then practicing posing. And I guess I'm still getting used to it. It doesn't feel like it. You know, my body's been hurting ever since I started. So, it's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse. And I'm only 25, so it's only going to get worse.
Doesn't look a day over 21.
But Jacob's great. Any question that we have, because he is relatively newer to coaching, but he's worked with and mentored off of Suggs, which is a bigger coach. Like, he's up there with coaching, and he's the pro maker. He leads people down a road to go pro, and people that are serious about it, he learns to study the person, get to know them, and that's exactly what Jacob does too. And it's great, because the moment you tell him, "Hey, I don't like this routine, I don't like this workout, this meal plan doesn't work out," you don't even need to text him. Just call him, and he'll be there. And it's great. And he's currently coaching my girlfriend, which part of the crew could potentially be an IFBB pro.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to be at the Modesto show July 12th, which is going to be cool. We'll be setting up a table there.
Good.
He'll actually set up a table there too, the Choppy crew.
Okay.
He'll be next to me.
Yeah.
And
we will be there in support. It will be a live stream.
Yeah, my girlfriend will be there. She'll be hopefully taking the overall for bikini, because she's a bikini competitor. And then 2 weeks later, we're going to Vegas for nationals, July 22nd. We have to be there a week ahead.
Got it.
And just traveling too with bodybuilding is just headache, man.
Yeah, you're gonna go to literally Vegas, and you can't go party. How does that feel?
Well, my girlfriend, she's going to fly. Yeah. Because she can't afford to put on any water weight so close to the show.
Fair.
So we're going to fly in she's going to fly in a few days before.
Okay.
Me and Coach are going to drive there. And the only reason that we're driving there is because we have to pack up all of our meal preps and everything else. Because you would think he's going to give us, vacation. You're in Vegas. Right. Go enjoy.
Yeah.
A cookie.
Change it up a bit. No.
We're still going to go hit all of our lifts. We're still going to go hit all of our cardio. Yep. And the only difference is we're going to do it in 110-degree weather. So
the whole community of Rust gets found now.
Yeah.
Send love and blessings to this man. Yeah.
It's not fun, but it's definitely, it's bittersweet. Yeah. The community that you meet and the people that you get introduced to and just everybody that's in it, they kind of know, like, we're all in pain.
It's just a constant,
yeah, but we're still gonna keep pushing, and every person that you meet doing this is just kind of like, yeah, man, my body hurts too. Yeah, I'm still here. Why are you doing it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just doing it. I got trapped into the loop
after a while. Yeah, and it has to be said in the sense that when you really are kind of going towards this more challenging portion of this competitive side of bodybuilding and working out, and shout out to anyone who's starting their journey and so on and so forth. It really does come down to the fact that you set a goal, and it becomes the reason why you're doing what you're doing. And just like you said, after a while, it just kind of goes to the background of we all are now just doing this. And the original impetus that was there, that got us going, isn't always what's going to be the fuel for the fire 10 months down the road, 10 years from now, but it never goes away. And there's something to be said about that. Is there a necessary reason why, to that exact point, that you are so involved to commit to this? I know you want to do it because of Modusimo and how that's growing. You're like, let's do it. But is there something else? Is there something even further, deeper down?
Well, going to these bodybuilding shows, you're like, I'm just going to go eat food and go hang out and just chill after the show. But then you see everybody on stage and you're like, this looks kind of fun. Like, I want to do that. Everybody seems having so much fun up there and they're all just smiling, and I want to get into it too. So that'll kind of lock you in to want to do it more. But then, anytime I try to veer off, my girlfriends, they're like, I'm going to go pro before you. Just the idea of her going pro, and which is great. I'm not going to stop her, obviously. She's way more committed than me. She's deep in the rabbit hole, but she's into it. If my friends ever say, yeah, your girlfriend's a pro and you're a loser that never even did a show, I wouldn't be able to take it. And she's vegan, full vegan.
And a bodybuilder, not easy to do.
No.
And I think it's going to be kind of one of those pause the break moments as a vegetarian, actually, and who is doing bodybuilding on this side. Most people just drop their jaw. Like they don't know what to say. They're like, whoa, are you kidding? Being vegan and doing bodybuilding at the exact same time? Mad respect. That is really challenging to do. It is not easy. You have to have a totally different diet schedule and protein supplements and things like that. How are you managing that with her? You guys have kind of like meal preps, but obviously they're separate. And how does that work for you guys?
Yeah, her seeing the chicken that I grill, just the sight of it just disgusts her. So luckily, her meal preps are relatively easy. It comes in the form of tofu as our main protein. And then she'll do like veggies and sweet potatoes on the side. So the only thing that we'll share is like rice sometimes and sweet potatoes. But other than that, she kind of does her thing. I do my thing, and I don't get in between it.
Yeah.
Anytime I've even told her, like, hey, what if we go out and like order a pizza? What are you going to get?
Yeah.
And their response is typically like, oh, I'll just get it with no cheese and no pepperonis, no nothing. So just crust and sauce.
Just bread, sauce, and olives,
And she says, yeah, that looks good. And I said, okay, an Italian just died after you said that.
It's true. The Italian in us is rolling over in our graves. I know. Where's the meat? I know. But it happens. It's the challenge that needs to be in there. So in that regard, all paths lead to where you want to go in life. It doesn't matter how you get there all the time. One of the things I think that's also important to kind of circumnavigate back to the fact of having a coach, and for the sake of the audience in that regard, is that when you think about driving a car, like everyone knows how to drive for the most part. But at the same time, if you're going to go put someone on the Formula One racetrack, even if it's just for a glory holiday of like, you get the ability to go out there. In Monterey, where I live also, they have Laguna Seca. You can actually go pay to go out there for the day and drive. You realize instantly what you don't know. And even if you want to joyride, the swerves, the curves, everything is not going to be right. So you're going to need to be coached on how to drive. You think you know how to drive, but you don't know. It's like going to the gym and you think you know what you're doing until you're doing it for a competition. Bodybuilding, men's physique, women's physique, bikini, whatever it's going to be. You need the coach to be able to teach you the fine tuning of being able to steer that ship the right way. What has been some of the takeaways that you've had, that you've garnered some new knowledge from having a coach that maybe you didn't know that you didn't know, and now you do know?
I definitely say posing. You think you know how to pose, and then they tell you how to do it, and then all the little hip hinges, and then the chest up and tighten your core and flex out your lat. You have to be able to like connect to your muscles really well. And after, back days and leg days, it's kind of hard to do that. But definitely I learned my posing is trash.
We all start there, by the way.
Diets are actually a lot harder. The sleep is a lot harder. If you end up having a later night and you take your pre-workout at like 6 p.m. instead of 12.
Right.
Well, you're wired up for the rest of the night. And then you end up messing yourself up the next day. And then, or if you do something that's like out of alignment just a little bit, if you're out of the house for more than an hour and a half when you should have been having your next meal, now you're piled up 3-4 meals. So just finding the time to just balance everything out between the cooking and the training and everything, that was definitely something that was just so hard to adjust to.
You don't know what you don't know yet.
Yeah. You would think like, oh, dude, it's just 6 meals easily. I'm hungry all the time. Like,
right.
No.
And then counting your macros and all. Is that being done for you, or are you?
It is, it is. Just swapping out between low carb and high carb days. That was kind of the next step. So
makes it so much easier.
I thought I was like, okay, I'm just going to give myself a little comfortable cushion. Next year, I'll be able to go on stage and start prepping up and maybe practice posing here and there.
Yeah.
And then I get told, no, November. And then after my last check-in, it was, no, you're starting to shape up pretty nicely, man. We're going to get you in sooner than later. So
there we go.
Pretty much I get to learn 12 weeks before my show whether I do it or not. That's kind of what I got told. So just said, I got told, be on your tippy toes. And
go.
The first federation that I'll be going into is OCBs instead of NPC.
Wow.
And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want a sword.
Yes.
I want a sword, man. I want a sword or an axe. And the only one, because it's all fully natural.
Right.
So it's tested and they polygraph you. So
the whole go.
Whether how ethical that is or how good, effective it is, that's not my problem. I don't get paid enough for that. I just want to get on stage for the first time, and I just want to get an axe.
Yep.
Hopefully. If I go OCB Pro, they'll let you all be rubbing it in your face. That's my girlfriend. She says it doesn't mean anything.
But it
natural
does.
pro.
But it does. Yes, it's gonna happen. Yeah.
Hopefully, right? So yeah, it'll just have to be finding the correct show, and the one that we did find is in November 1st. In Tennessee, of all places. So I'll be in prep freezing my ass off.
Well, we're going to watch with bated breath and see how that goes. Incredible, man.
Yeah.
So you really do have shows lined up back to back this year.
Yeah, so the first show will definitely be, like I said, natural. And then after that, I don't know. My coach, whatever agenda he has planned for me, I said, look, man, we'll do a spectrum show. It's going to be fun. So whether we do more natural shows or not, that's...
Okay.
It's out of my hands, man.
Great.
I just do what the coach tells me to do. Trust your coach.
That's it.
Trust your coach.
Trust the coach. That's it. That's absolutely correct. Yes. And we would say that on or off camera. So that's nothing that we're going to, but all natural is kudos. It really is. Not just trying to, in that sense, kind of bring it forward, but that's all I've done for the past year and a half. That's it. And it's really challenging, especially when you're doing something like Spectrum where you're up against people that are on Jamba Juice and they've got it all, and nothing against it. It's just something that I don't do, but it makes it more challenging. So you'll find out, again, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And then all of a sudden the next stage is now you've learned what you don't know and you'll know where you're up against. When the day happens, if it ever does, that I go NPC or whatever also. To IFBB, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if in that category, from that next jaunt, from there to the IFBB level, I don't know if you can compete if you don't do something to do an enhancement of some kind. It's more challenging. But at this level, where we're kind of doing the dog and pony show, where we're getting our feet wet in this whole entire amazing event of bodybuilding, it's kind of worth it still to do just the clean.
Yeah. I don't see myself going IFBB pro.
Okay.
Just because even men's physique, they're huge. I met Jeremy Buendia like 2 weeks ago, and he's walking out, like, this dude's arms are the size of my head, and his waist is like the size of my leg. I'm like, this is a huge dude. Super nice guy. Yeah. Super nice guy. Family's amazing. That guy's so cool, and he's actually going to be opening up a gym pretty soon in Roseville. So July 19th, we'll be there to check it out.
Right on.
We'll have the choppy crew there, so
there we go.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Okay. But, yeah, just getting so big, it's just kind of like, I don't know if I would want to do that. So it's a very dedicated lifestyle that I'm too busy to throw my hands into.
I got you.
So,
well, as Modusimo grows and as you grow into your fitness career and things like that, the gym's going to maybe be something not too far away now. Who knows?
We'll see. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, the gym that I'm planning is definitely like not like a little warehouse gym. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And the plans are still for Vegas. So that's going to be kind of nice because, no offense to Modesto, not a lot of real estate here.
No.
And then you go to San Francisco and it's just too expensive.
Just a bit.
And then you go to Los Angeles, there's no space.
There's no space left. That's very true. Yeah.
So Vegas might just be the spot.
Okay.
So many plots of land you just buy for dirt cheap.
True.
Because it literally is dirt.
Dirt. Yeah.
It's a desert. So
out there in Nevada, and just build something, and then if you build it, they will come towards you.
Yeah. Well, once every few years, the biggest bodybuilding show happens there. So
if you've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. The Olympia.
Who knows? Maybe something, but
yeah.
Anywho, let's take it to this direction, because we usually get to this spot kind of after we're about 35, 40 minutes in. What's been on your world that you want to talk about to the audience? I always like to kind of kick this over to any of my guests in that regard. And if, again, this is kind of usually what I say, if there was something that you were going to look back on these episodes now that you've done a couple of times, now this is another one. What would be something relevant to you right now that a couple of years from now, 1 year from now, 5 years from now, you look back and be like, I'm glad that was something that I said to the audience, that I was thinking about in my personal life, that I shared when I was having a chat with Coach Adam?
I think the first thing is that I'm glad that it's finally in person. Nobody knows, but in the last episode, the program that we were using to host the podcast, the first 15 minutes, Adam was cutting out completely, and it would pause, and he would like say a sentence, and then it would cut out, and then he would come back and say, but yeah, what do you think? And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, the GDP of the Modesto is just so like high. It's so great. Tax rates are crazy. And the whole time he's asking me what I think about like the gym. What my favorite chest movement is.
Some philosophical, deeper question about life and about,
Yeah, and I just say, I prefer incline Smith press.
So, it's grown.
Yeah, so definitely that. The second off is just being able to get this exposure.
Yeah.
And just sitting in front of a camera and having a conversation with somebody, getting used to talking to people is definitely something that I'm glad that I got a little better with. I would say I was kind of cringing out the first few times, so that's kind of nice. Being able to grow with the brand and being able to grow it at a pace that I could control, so that if there is a mistake that I made, I'm not too deep into the hole to where I'm not able to recover. So that's one of those things. And I could definitely look back on the previous episodes and look at where I was and timeline it with where the brand was. It's definitely more comforting knowing that what I did worked, and I'm still working towards growing it even more and making it into something that's even bigger than me, you know?
You got a lot to look back on. You've been doing good.
Thanks, man. It's if anybody's thinking about starting on their own brand, whatever it may be, it's just do your research first, so that way when you decide to launch something, it's not like, okay, launch it and then what's the next steps.
Yeah.
You should have your next few steps planned out. I'm glad I did, because it led me here. I'm able to have a third episode. I'm able to sponsor Spectrum shows and hopefully more bigger shows in the future.
Sure.
Hopefully some athletes.
Yeah.
That would be nice. And hopefully get myself on stage, and I'm sure I'll be coming back for a fourth episode completely depleted and let you know I did my first show.
That's
so.
right. Yes, with some sort of victory in there.
Yeah.
Maybe with the axe.
If I come back with an axe, we'll have it propped up right
the whole time. I swear, I will move this back. It will be the center focus of this entire thing.
Yeah. So that's gonna be the focus, and I guess I could set myself a goal, from this episode to the next. So I guess keeping yourself proactive.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Future Justin, this is you.
This is future Justin
holding you accountable the same way that you hold yourself accountable to whether or not your girlfriend gets her pro card before you do. This is you.
I hope she does.
That's right. Yes.
But to feature me.
Yeah.
Let's get to 20,000 followers on Instagram. Let's grow into even more shows. And for the love of God, start posting on your TikTok.
We got to see some content. We gotta. You got some really good guys out there in the Nexus Gym. Shout out to them as well. Mm-hmm. They're in Turlock, California, who are creating good stuff for you. I see that sometimes.
That's right.
Yep.
Big shout out, Eric.
Yep. For our 10,000 viewer community here on YouTube and on the podcast, all of them for Apple, Spotify, everywhere, iHeartRadio now also. So things are growing there. Go down and follow this man. Let's get him to 20,000. Let's get him to 20,000. If we got 10,000 and you're at 12 right now, let's get him to the next, 2,000 of you, 3,000 of you. Let's help boost those numbers up. So go down in the links down below this episode and check him out. You're going to love the content anyways. His shirts are incredible. And he's just an amazing human being that we're happy to have on the show many times.
I do giveaways every 1,000 followers. So you have no reason to lose.
Just saying. So there it is.
And the brand is relatively small, and I'm the one manning the Instagram account. So I tell anybody that buys something from me, say, if you ever have any issues, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll get back to you. Yeah. I'm not just going to be like, okay, leave. Yeah. Thanks for giving me your money. Leave. So
right. The personal
I'll work with you, man. If something's too big, too small, I'll work with you to get you the right size, and I'll make sure you're happy. So 5-star reviews.
Customers can't even be happy with that. Literally someone you can connect with from the actual creator as well. And to that point, I'll definitely shout you out as I always genuinely respect you. You are an incredible individual in general. What you've done in your life at the young age of 25. I still say that it's one of the most incredible things, because we started doing this, a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've 25 years old. You've got a clothing brand. You've got a great job. You're getting into investments. We didn't want to go down that route too much, but you're getting into real estate and things like that. I'm going to just simply say you're getting into real estate in that regard. You're buying properties and you're doing great things. You are an inspiration to other young people in your world. People in this community have sent me many messages after our episode is recorded. I could screenshot them and forward them to you. I'm sorry that I didn't do that last time, but there's many of them that are literally moved by you, inspired by you. We have a very diverse community. So some of them are mothers and fathers, and they say, I wish my son would be like that. I wish my kid would get involved in things like that. They showed their kids the episode, and their kids are like 22 kids, right? And they said that their kids were inspired by you, and they wanted to do something and get themselves up and running and change their lives too. So never sell yourself short about what you're doing and who you are. You literally are being looked upon by many other individuals out there who think highly of you for what you're doing. It might be one of those things where we're always self-critical on ourselves, that we get hard on ourselves, and that's okay. But people see you, and they really do think highly of you, man. So keep that in mind.
Thanks, everybody. I'm just a simple man, I promise. It may seem very intricate and complex. It's not. Just keep it simple.
Well, we're honored to have you here. You're an amazing creator. You're a great guy. We're hoping to watch you succeed in this incredible journey for bodybuilding now, which we're both a part of. So if he gets his pro card before I do, I don't know. We'll just cut the show. But we'll definitely do it. I'm proud of you. I think it's going to be exciting. We'll keep everyone kind of tuned in, and we will have another episode with you later on at the end of the year, and we'll wrap it up and see how that goes.
I'll bring my medals.
There we go. There we go. But if you have anything else you want to end the episode with, where can they find you? What do you want to say? What do you want to plug?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm not sure when this episode will be going up. Maybe
2 weeks from now. Yeah.
Yep. So I'll have the newest drop. The last subsection of my Aztec mythology drop called Fear of None will be available by then. Most of my products are no restocks. So once an item is gone, I'm not planning on restocking it. I'm working on a hybrid program to where I have my staples, which my core collection sold out really well. I'll always keep them in stock, but I'm continuously introducing new designs and new material and new clothes and new ideas. So if you see something on the website and you're on the fence, chances are if it sells out, it's not going to come back. So
pull the trigger. Yeah,
pull the trigger before it's too late. But Fear of None, the third subsection, will be available from then. It'll be on the website, link below.
Okay.
If you want to save 10%,
ooh,
you got a code.
I got a code. That's true. We'll make it happen. We'll do that.
That's right. You have the referral link right on the bottom. So right when you click on it, whatever you add to the cart, it'll save you 10% on your purchase.
That's right.
Great way to get into it.
Okay.
And I'd say that's about it.
That's a gift to all of you viewers in the future too, as well. So
that's right. We're hoping that the rest of the year goes as planned, and next year looks scary because it's starting to get serious.
Okay. Well, we'll stay tuned with all of us on the edge of our seats for your success. Again, thank you for having us, allowing you to have you on the show in the first place.
Of course. Thank you for having me, my man.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, and can't wait to come back to this amazing set and watch it grow.
It's only going to get better. Even better lighting. This is good. Yeah. Not bad.
This is great.
Okay. See? He said it.
Sketch. Now we just need the final draft.
It's coming. That's the next budget. Okay. Got it. Thank you, fam. Have a great day. Cheers. It's much more like a C-bomb.
No, his is actually like
back. Oh, yeah. C-bomb went and got hair. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Everyone's been talking about it. But that's crazy. Yeah, the widow peaks are fine. Like, I'm probably gonna have to go get mine one of these days too. Like, I don't mind. I turned 40 in July, but like, straight line across the forehead, I don't know.
He needed it. Like, your usage gets you.
It was time. Yeah.
Preach at all times, but if necessary, use words.
I love that.
Preach at all times, and if necessary, use words.
Thank you. What's on my heart is what's in my heart, which is just
emotional sense and in a professional sense.
I would say the first thing is professional. I'll talk to that. I think one of the